Good afternoon, my friends, and welcome to today's edition of NWCR's Removing a Liberal Blindfold for this Monday, the 7th day of December in the year of our Lord 2020. Happy Pearl Harbor Day, folks. Today, 79 years ago, the attack on Pearl Harbor took us into World War II. But something else we have to remember here. In 1943, the following directive was issued from the party headquarters to all communists in the United States. It read, "When certain obstructionists become too irritating, label them after suitable buildups as fascists or Nazis or anti-Semitic, and use the prestige of anti-fascists and tolerance organizations to discredit them. In the public mind, constantly associate those who oppose us with those names which already have a bad smell. The association will, after enough repetition, become fact in the public mind." We have all seen this, and we have all felt this. But it is time to fight back against that and the steal that is going on now. We know that if we fight for President Trump, who in truth won the election, we will be named all these things and more, but it doesn't make us wrong like the left thinks it will. We are all being inundated with news that Biden has now won the presidency. The Albuquerque Journal has said that Biden won the Electoral College with 279 votes. He only needs 270. So now he is president because of California. You know, one of those many states that has fraud all over the place. But the headline I want to talk about today came from Breitbart News, and this is something we have to look at here, because if Biden actually wins the election, this is going to become the United States. 40 shot, 6 killed during weekend in Mayor Lightfoot's Chicago by Hawkins. On December 6, 2020, Breitbart News reported that the weekend unfolded with 30 people shot Friday into Sunday morning alone. 4 of those shooting victims succumbed to their wounds. On Monday morning, December 7th, that's this morning, the number of victims had risen to 40 shot, 6 killed, according to the ABC 7 Chicago Sun-Times. The most recent fatality occurred at 4:30 a.m. Sunday morning when a man on West Fry Street was shot to death by a gunman on foot. But the Sun-Times indicated that a 34-year-old man was shot and killed Sunday at 9:30 p.m. after being approached by 3 individuals. The 34-year-old was in the 49th block of West Hubbard Street when the assailants approached him and shot him multiple times in the back. He died at the scene. On December 2nd, 2020, Breitbart reported more than 3,800 people were shot in Mayor Lightfoot's Chicago during the first 11 months of 2020. The Chicago Tribune cited the precise figure as 3,862, counting fatal and non-fatal shooting victims together. When focusing on homicides alone, the Tribune showed that 715 were killed January 1st, 2020 through December 1st, 2020. And now to remove the liberal blindfold here, folks. It is like I've been saying, we have got to fight for our president, folks. California has now confirmed that Biden won the state, giving Biden the votes needed. Even though among all the fraud that has been exposed there, this is still going through. Just like in Nevada, where bushels of fraud has been exposed, but a federal state judge has declared that there isn't enough to show that investigations need to be done. We have liberal judges all over that are doing just that, ignoring the truth and the fraud and saying that the vote needs to be confirmed so that we can get along with our nation under Biden's rule. And rule it will be, for he will not be president. Kamala Harris will be. He has already said that. My friends, it is time. Mark Levin, who is a constitutional lawyer, has actually pointed us in the right direction for this ongoing demonic rat fraud that is in the process of destroying this nation's election process. If they get away with this, my friends, what I said yesterday stands strong. We will never have another Republican president officially elected ever again. The Democrats have worked too hard to let it go backwards if they are allowed to steal this election. We keep this stuff up, folks. This nation is going to start resembling Chicago on a daily basis sooner than we realize it. Mark Levin said, quote, "What we see here is fraud perpetrated against the people of Pennsylvania, against the American people and the Electoral College process by politicians who violated the Constitution repeatedly, who have violated the rule of law by a rogue state Supreme Court, and unless the U.S. Supreme Court, as it did in Bush versus Gore, exercises legitimately its power of judicial review, we will have a potential constitutional crisis in this matter. And in one way or another, Congress will have to resolve it on January 6th. But the U.S. Supreme Court shouldn't just sit there and take a pass when, in fact, it is time for the U.S. Supreme Court to intercede, which is exactly what the petitioners are asking it to do, unquote. This weekend, there was a Trump rally in Georgia, and there were thousands upon thousands attending it, and everything they showed with Biden has no crowds, no one else in the photo but Biden. Does this really look like someone who won the presidency, folks? I think not. If Biden cannot show us thousands at his so-called appearances, then he didn't win. And he cannot show us more than a few of them at them. Why? Because he didn't have, nor does he have, the support that the media and Hollywood and the left keeps telling us that he has. If he doesn't have that support, but Trump does, how does that show anyone that Biden actually won the election? It doesn't if you want the truth. California needs to be put back into the counting status because Trump did not lose that state, period. And he didn't lose the election that has all but been stolen from the Republicans with no proof that it actually went the way the leftist socialists want it to go. It's time to fight this war that the left has pushed upon us, freedom-loving Americans. One last thing from Charlie Kirk, 1776, comes this one. Data expert finds 200,000 votes transferred from Trump to Biden in Georgia, and in the Georgia's analyzing election results. So Trump won Georgia, not Biden. So take those electoral votes from Biden. They rightfully go to Trump. Next, California. That is another reason why I always end my updates and my shows with what a friend of mine used to always say: we will not be ruled. But we are running out of time to start the revolution. If we don't, America is gone, plain and simple. Just as I've been saying, my friends, the enemy of this nation has been the Demoral Rat Party, the lying media, and Hollywood too. For God does not condone this lying and cheating, and the Democrats have shown us all that they care nothing for the truth. This is Robert the Infidel for today's NWCR's Removing the Liberal Blindfold from behind the silver microphone of freedom with the voice of reason in this increasingly unreasonable world, brought to you through Conservative Nation Media, where we fight to make sure America always wins. Have a blessed day, and God bless you all. I'll see you tomorrow.